Hello guys, welcome to Simple Math. In this video, we'll explain an exercise about square difference. Um, the instruction is the same, factorize. Uh, so we need to try to factorize by using common factor. If you see, there is not a common factor between this term and this term. Why? Because look, here we have 144, yes, and here we have 1. The common factor is 1, but it doesn't affect. Here we have 225 and here we have 121. We don't have a common factor. Here we have x, but here we don't have x. Here we have a parenthesis, but here we don't have a parenthesis. That means this exercise is neither common factor or neither common factor by grouping. Why? Because for common factor by grouping, again, we need at least 4 terms. And here we have 1 term, and this is the second term. Okay, this exercise has a high level of proficiency, and the strategy we will use to factorize these like binomial is a square difference. So what is a square difference? Remember the strategy. The first term and the second term, both at the same time, they must have square root. If you see, all these have square root, has a square root, and this one has a square root as well. Because look, the square root of 144 is 12, the square root of 225 is 15, the square root of x exponent 6 is x exponent 3, the square root of the parenthesis is the parenthesis, because this is raised to the second power. So we can get the square root, like the parenthesis. 121 also has a square root, which is 11. 1 has a square root, which is 1, and y exponent 4 has a square root, which is y raised to the second power. So let's apply the process. What is the process we apply? We open two parentheses. So this is equal to parentheses. We have the first parenthesis, yes, and here we can have the second parenthesis, yes. Here is the second parenthesis. Oops, it don't look very good because my picture is there. Let me move my picture here. Okay, now you see in a better way. Uh, so remember, in the first parenthesis, we can write plus or minus. It's up to you. But in the other one, you write the opposite sign. So in this case, let me write here plus, and in the second parenthesis, we write a minus. All right? Okay, now we need to get the square root of the first term. As I told you before, yes, the square root of the fraction is, which is the square root of 144, is 12. So we write a fraction 12, yes, over the square root of 225, in this case is 15, all right? X exponent 6 has also square root, which is x exponent 3. We write it here. And then we do the square root of the parentheses. The square root of the parentheses is 1 parenthesis, because x plus a exponent 2 is, the square root is x plus a. So we write x plus a. All right. Which is the square root of this term? The square root of that term, let's change the color. The square root of this is, the square root of 1 is 1, and the square root of 121 is 11. So we write 11. Which is the square root of y exponent 4? The square root of y exponent 4 is y exponent 2. That is the square root of that. Okay? So which is the next step? We need to rewrite this square root inside these parentheses, especially here, and we write this square root here. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to write the square root of the first parenthesis. You see it there, here, yes, which is 12 over 15 x exponent 3, and also the parenthesis. The parenthesis is x plus a, x plus a. All right, that is, look, this square root of this term, we write it here, and here we write the blue square roots. Yes, give me a while. Here I'm going to write 1 over 11 and y exponent 2, like this. And I will do the same thing in this parenthesis. Yes, I will repeat the process. Okay, so I'm going to type here 12 over 15, yes, x exponent 3, parenthesis, x plus a, oops, sorry, x plus a. I close the parenthesis, and then I will write again the thing that is in blue. So in this case is 1 over 11, yes, 1 over 11, y exponent 2. And that's all. This is the end of the exercise. If this is the exercise and the instruction is factorized, we use a square difference, which is two parentheses. In the first parenthesis, we write a plus, in the other one a minus, or a minus in the first one and a plus in the second one. Then we get the square root of the first term. We write that square root here. Then we do the square root of this one and we write it here. And then we rewrite or we repeat the same process in the second parenthesis. And that's all. Again, thanks for watching Simple Math and see you in the next video. Bye bye.